Well, we mentioned it, and we have now with us Rob Judge, Executive Director of the Seton Shrine. And the Shrine recently opened a $4 million museum that shows the life story and the legacy of America's first native-born saint. And thank you so much for being with us, Rob.
Well, Kevin and Monet, thank you for having us. I'm thrilled to be able to share this new museum with you.
Yeah, and please, if you could start off by telling us a little bit about it and what can visitors expect when they come.
So absolutely. So at her national shrine in Emmitsburg, Maryland, we have a beautiful brand new museum to communicate her life and God's intervention in her life. And we've used artifacts that have not been widely seen by the public before, things like her iconic bonnet, the christening gown that was used to baptize her daughter Catherine Seton, these beautiful little wedding miniatures that her and Will gave to one another on the occasion of their wedding. We've also shot new video, so there's video dispersed throughout the exhibits that communicate the different aspects of her life, what she did and what she accomplished. And all of this leads you right into the basilica, which of course is her final resting place.
Beautiful. And Rob, I'm certain that many people who are watching hopefully remember our conversation, our interview about a year ago now or so. But, of course, looking at the life of Mother Seton, it is beautiful and moving and just amazing the work that she did. So I can assume maybe the answer to this question, but why was this shrine built and what encouraged it being built for times like now, for today?
Great question. So Elizabeth Seton, of course, is the first native-born American to be canonized a saint. And in 1809, she founded the Sisters of Charity of St. Joseph, based on the Vincentian rule of seeing, serving Christ in the poor. And from 1809 on, as the church grew in the United States, her sisters went with the church and built orphanages and schools and hospitals all over this country. And of course, she's a very relatable person, right? As an American who was both married and then a religious, who was started off poor, lost her money, and people can identify her with all those different elements of her life, and that just makes her a natural model and intercessor. So this new museum is meant to communicate all those parts of her life, and it's right here on the grounds which is the home of a saint. This is where she lived and did much of that work in those early years.
You mentioned some of the exhibits that you have, Rob, too. Maybe it's new, it's fresh too, but do you have a favorite part of the museum that you enjoy the most, or you think people will be more excited about?
Boy, that's a good question. So there's three main galleries that tell her life story: seeker, servant, and saint. And I think my favorite part is the early part of her life, the seeker part, right? So that's the part where, we know as a young woman, she struggled a lot. She lost her mother at age 4. She fell madly in love with her husband, Will, at 19. They had 5 children really quickly. And we have a lot of artifacts from that time period of her life. She also fell on hard times. We actually have the bankruptcy list, the filing that her and Will had to do when they lost all their money, which is one of the ways that people very much connect with her in hard times, right? She knew hard times, but believed very strongly in God's providential care that he would take care of her. So I think that part of the exhibit is probably my favorite part.
Oh, that's wonderful. And Rob, I think of all these other museums that pay tribute to, venerables or to saints or whomever they may be. When people want to go on the grounds of this museum, of the shrine, is this something where they can make a full day out of it, a full day pilgrimage, a 2-day pilgrimage? How do you kind of orient it that way for people who are coming, especially from out of state?
It's another great question. You can absolutely make a full day of it. In addition to the museum, we have the 2 historic homes where Mother Seton lived and did all of this work. So you can actually be in the room where she founded her school. You can be in the chapel where she prayed. You can be in the room where she passed from this life to the next. We also have an 800-seat basilica, and she's entombed in the side altar there. And 6 days a week, Sunday through Friday, we have Mass, we have 2 hours of confessions, and we have adoration. So there's a built-in pilgrimage for visitors to come any day where they can both pray and learn about Elizabeth Seton. Of course, there's hotels, there's restaurants in the area, so absolutely can make a day of it.
Wonderful. And do you have her body buried there, just out of curiosity? I don't even think I looked on the website.
Yes, absolutely. So we market the shrine as the home of a saint. And it's a home in the sense that she literally lived here, right, from 1809 until her death in 1821. But it's also her final resting place. So her mortal remains are in the side altar, and people pilgrimage here all the time. One of the first things people say is, "Where is she?" Right, her final resting place. So absolutely, it's actually the only place in the U.S. where you can visit the home of the saint.
Amazing. Well, God willing, I can get out there. Like I said, now this is 2 interviews in, getting to talk with you and all about the shrine. Yeah, and each time I just am so inspired to get there, especially because of the beauty, her story, her life, and all the good work that you are doing there in Maryland. But where can people go, Rob, to find out more about the shrine and then to just plan their visit?
So you can go to our website, it's probably the primary place, which is setonshrine.org. You can also, if you look up Seton Shrine on Facebook and on YouTube, as well as the website, we have a lot of resources. We have weekly reflections that people can subscribe to about Elizabeth Seton. We have videos about aspects of her life, and we have images and a video promoting the new museum. So you can get a taste of what your visit will be like. setonshrine.org.
Wonderful. Well, Rob, it was a pleasure speaking with you again, and thank you for all your good work. I'm certain that St. Elizabeth Ann Seton is very present in your work that you're doing there for her to continue her mission.
Well, thanks so much for covering us, and hope to see you at the shrine, Monet.
Sounds good. God bless you.